That's why I wrote you a letter, 'cause you see, I write so much better.
Quick disclaimer, all the information that I'm providing to you is information that I received while I was working at a mortgage brokerage firm. So no, I am not a licensed loan officer, but these are just helpful tips that I'm willing to share. So just know that I'm not a professional, but I am caring, and I do want everyone to achieve that goal of being a homeowner. So yeah. Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Denise. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video today. And as you can tell by the title, I am going to be giving you all some tips and tricks that will help assist you in your home buying process. So let's just get right into the video. Okay, so tip number one is gonna be, what type of house do you want to buy? Are you looking for a pre-owned, pre-built house, as in someone already lived in the house and they are eager to sell it? Or are you looking to have a custom built home where you have your own blueprints? It's going to be specifically built to your taste and you have to hire your own architect, you're going to have to hire your own contractors. All of that is going to be your responsibility and the costs are yours. Or you can opt to buy a speculative house or a spec home, and that is the type of house that is already being built by a builder. They're very eager to sell them. There's no changes to these homes. It's basically as is, and if you do want to make a change, that cost will probably be independent to you, so just be aware of that. Or you can opt to buy a tract home, and that is just where you go on the site and you look at model homes, and they have different layouts and home plans that you can choose from, where you can upgrade and make certain options personable to you, but it's still very community rounded. The plans are very set, and that is called tract housing. So the next thing that I want to talk to you all about is interest rates. And you know, interest rates are changing daily. So you may get pre-approved and they may quote you one interest rate and you haven't locked in on it yet, and then tomorrow it may be something different. So make sure that the person that you're that is handling your mortgage knows that you are eagerly trying to get the lowest interest rate possible. I just read an article stating that, you know, interest rates for homes are at an all-time low since 2016, somewhere in the 3.62 range, if not lower than that. So if you're on the market, make sure you're paying attention to those interest rates before you lock in on a interest rate for your mortgage. So the next thing that I want to talk to you all about is the appraisal. That is an upfront cost you will have to pay for. It's probably going to be around $500, and it can give you some leverage as far as whether or not the seller is eager to buy. If the appraisal comes in lower than the asking price, you can negotiate that price with them. So that is a very good thing to have an appraisal, especially if it comes in at a lower asking price than what the seller is requiring. And also, I also want to speak about the inspection, that it is necessary. I want to just say that because you buy a new build, don't skip out on the inspection, because I'm truly speaking from experience with this, because when Luke and I bought this house, it was a new build. We opted to not have an inspection because it was a new build. Like, what could possibly happen? Well, we were wrong. We definitely should have got the inspection, because the first year of us living here, we had a terrible leak in our master bedroom, and it just now got fixed, like completely repaired. And it was a year-long process. Now, when you do buy a new build, I think they have the mindset that because you have this home warranty, which can extend from 1 year to 5 years or 10 years, but we only had the 1 year option. So within that year, it did ultimately get fixed. But had we gotten the home inspection we could have known about it while the home was being built, and they wouldn't have to completely rip off the front of the house like they did during the repair process. So I know it is going to be a little pricey. It could be between $500 and $550 as far as the cost for it, but it's money well spent in the long run. Don't just think because you're buying a new build there's nothing wrong, because I have seen where contractors have completely drywalled over outlets, and that could have been caught in the inspection had the homeowner opted to get one. So I totally think that you should get your appraisal and get a home inspection. My next tip will be about the attorneys. Okay, so when you're buying a home, sometimes the builder will say, if you use our attorney, we can give you this kind of deal. Well, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It does go by state law requirements, so it may be listed in your state that you have to go by the attorney that your builder is using. You have to use your builder's attorney. That may be in the law for your state, but in the state that I live in South Carolina, you have the right to choose your own attorney unless it is in the contract that you have to use the builder's attorney, and that's the situation for us. But had that not been in our contract, I definitely would have chosen my own attorney, and here's why. When you use the builder's attorney and say you're at the closing and you're going over all your paperwork and you see that they didn't include it could have been a koi pond. That could have been a choice for you to have, a koi pond in your home, and the builder did not complete that before you signed your paperwork. Well, now, since you use the builder's attorney, you have to now go and find your own attorney, because that attorney is now washed out. The builder cannot use that attorney and you cannot use that attorney. So each party has to find their own attorney. So just skip all that BS and just find your own attorney from jump, and you won't have these problems, because your attorney is going to fight for you to the end to make sure that what you signed for is what you get when you buy your home. So my next tip will be closing costs. The closing cost is usually what deters people from buying a home, because you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough money to pay for our closing costs. Well, I have a tip for you. Personal experience also. So at the beginning of the video, when I told you you need to know what kind of house you want to buy, well, the two house options that I do recommend would be pre-owned or a speculative house, a spec home, a house that's being built, the builder is eager to sell. So when it comes to closing costs, you can sometimes ask your mortgager if they will be willing to put your portion of the closing costs included into your mortgage, and ask the seller, which is the builder, to pay the other half of the closing costs. And that way, you're not actually coming out of pocket up front for anything. Like I said, your half of the closing costs can be included into your mortgage. And over 30 years, that is like nothing. That's like $10 extra a month. Like, who can... Alright guys, so that was it for all of my tips and tricks. I hope you found some of them helpful, and if you did, please consider sharing this video with any family members or friends that you have that may be actually thinking about purchasing a home. If you did like it, give it a big thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. But before I go, if you have any additional questions, please let me know. I will be willing to do a part 2 on all the steps that is required in buying a home. So let me know if you're interested in that in the comments. I will definitely do a part 2 if you are interested. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.